Because each of the religions have principles which contradict the other religions in their basic beliefs. Or they claim that they are the only true religion. So how can they then be spokes on the same wheel? No. We reject that. There is only one religion. Inna ad-deena inda Allahi al-Islam. That's what Allah said. يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. Anyone who desires a religion other than Islam as his religion, it will not be accepted by Allah. So now, Islam, the one true religion, do we go back now to the spokes on the wheel? That Islam is like the center and you have the spokes. Many, many different ways to practice Islam. As long as you're sincere in whatever way you follow, you're on the target. This is the question. This is the question. Because in a sense, when people say there are 4 madhabs, all of them are correct. You must follow one. Otherwise your imam is shaitan. Right? And people will say this, right? If you don't follow one of the madhabs, then your imam is shaitan. So now, this is like the spokes on the wheel again, isn't it? Because they're all correct. Even though one madhab says, if you touch a woman accidentally, you don't have wudu. And another madhab says, if you touch a woman accidentally, you do have wudu. They said they're all right. But how can that be? How can you be in a state of wudu and not in a state of wudu at the same time? It's not possible. This kind of difference cannot exist. Either you have wudu or you don't have wudu. You can't say, I have wudu based on the Hanafi madhab, but based on the Maliki madhab, I don't have wudu. No, it doesn't work like this. And you have people actually who, I've heard about people from the Shafi'i madhab, right? Who this is a problem for, right? Because for Shafi'is, you touch a woman accidentally, no wudu. So what the scholars will tell them in their areas, local scholars today, they will tell them, okay, you're going for Hajj. They say, what are we going to do? We're going for Hajj. It's all these people are going to be touching people, no wudu, and you hardly find a place to make wudu, and you're going around the Kaaba, you break wudu, you have to go. Big problems. So what do they say? They say, what you do is, when you make your intention for Hajj, you make the intention to be a Hanafi. And when you come back from Hajj, then you make your intention to come back to Shafi'i. It's not a joke. Actually, this is actually going on. I've been told this by many people from South India, from Sri Lanka, other areas where they're Shafi'is, who are going, that this is what they're being told by their local scholars. Now, is that what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ left behind? Is that the legacy of Rasulullah ﷺ? Something went wrong somewhere down the line, right? This is what something went wrong. So we need to go back to see really what did Rasulullah ﷺ leave behind. And we have a number of hadiths. Among them, the hadith in which Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the Jews before you divided up into 71 different sects. 70 of them were going to hell and 1 going to paradise. The Christians were divided up into 72 different sects. 71 of them going to hell and 1 going to paradise. And you, my ummah, will divide up into 73 different sects. 72 of them going to hell and 1 going to paradise. And when he was asked about it, what is that one? Some narrations he said, Al-Jama'ah, the community, the group. In other narrations it's clarified, he said, Ma ana alayhi al-yawm wa ashabi. What I am following today and my companions. He identified that one group that is going to paradise. So in that hadith, we can see that whenever the prophets came, alayhimus salam, whenever they came and they conveyed a message, they conveyed it in one way. Though the people split up afterwards into different groupings and sects, etc., they conveyed it in one way, and only that one way was acceptable to Allah. And this relates also back to the statements of the Prophet ﷺ, in which he said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." Whoever brings anything new in this religion of ours, which is not a part of it, it is rejected by Allah. That He left behind one way. And anybody who adds to it, to make out of it a multiplicity, this multiplicity will not be accepted by Allah. This is the legacy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Naturally, if you ask one of the Sahaba, any of the Sahaba, what was your madhab? What is the Sahabi going to say? I'm a Maliki? No. Imam Malik wasn't born yet. So it's not possible. He would say, I follow the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because what is a madhab? Madhab comes from the Arabic verb dhahaba. Madhab is the way of going or the time of going. So it's a path. And they even use the term madhab even for madhabs in philosophy. You could have madhabs in a number of different other groups. Madhab is not limited just to fiqh, though we tend to use the term madhab today only to refer to fiqh, but you could have madhabs in anything. I mean, even in the Sufi, for example, system, they use another term, they use tariqah and turuq, plural turuq, tariqah. Really, there's no difference between tariqah and madhab. And there's another word which carries the same meaning, which we all know, and that's the one that we use all the time, and that is, what's the other word? That means way. Another word. Another word which is everybody knows. The sunnah. Come on. The sunnah. What does sunnah mean? Sunnah means path or way of going. This was the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So really, sunnah, madhab is one and the same. It's one and the same. So when we say we follow the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we really were saying we're following the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, understanding and implementation of that sunnah may vary among the companions. You will find that the companions differed. There are issues on which they differed. We know the famous example usually given in Usul al-Fiqh about the case of Banu Qurayza, where the companions after the battle of the Khandaq, battle of the trench, where the Prophet ﷺ was told to go and punish the people of the citadel of Qurayza, of this tribe called Qurayza, or clan called Qurayza, for their treachery in siding with the pagans who had attacked Medina. And he sent an advance group of his companions ahead to go and lay siege to the citadel or fortress of the Qurayza tribe. And he gave them instructions. He said, do not pray except at the fortress of Banu Qurayza. So they set out. Don't pray Asr. Don't pray Asr except at the Qurayza fortress. So they set out. On their way, they noticed that the sun was coming close to set. They realized that they would not be able to reach that fortress before the setting of the sun. So, some of the companions said, we need to pray Asr. Others said, the Prophet ﷺ said, don't pray Asr except at the fortress of Banu Qurayza. Others said, but what the Prophet ﷺ meant by that instruction was to hurry up and get to the fortress. But Allah has already said, Inna kitaban mawquta. Allah has already said that the salah is for the believers at fixed and set times. We know this. You don't pray Asr after Maghrib. It's just not appropriate. So obviously Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was not telling us to do that. He meant for us to hurry up. The other companion said, he said, don't pray Asr except there, and that's what we're going to do. So they differed. Those who said, we're just going to go with what he said, we're not going to try to figure out what he meant. Here's what he said. We're not sure what he actually meant, because maybe you're right, maybe you're not, and we're just going to stick with what he said. So we're going ahead. The others said, okay, fine, we're going to pray. So they prayed. They joined up. The place was sieged. Prophet ﷺ, after the battle, then the companions came to the Prophet ﷺ, talked to him about what happened. And of course, he prayed on the way. Right? So he didn't say anything to either group, saying this one's right, that one's wrong. Why? Because what he said could have been understood in both ways. He accepted the idea of trying to understand the intent and applying the law based on your understanding, as well as those who apply it based on the literal statement. He accepted both. But his own practice demonstrated that the intent was of praying on the way was really what was his intention. That was his intention. In practice. But not in statement. He didn't say either of you were wrong. So it means then, this is showing us, this is the time of the Sahaba, where they could differ in understanding. Yet both of them are following the Madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when we say, as I said, we need to get back to the Madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it doesn't mean we are going to go back to something where there are no differences. Meaning we'll find something which everybody's agreed on every single point. No. This is not the nature of how Allah has created us. We have been created with different understandings, and He has left in the Quran and in the Sunnah things which could be interpreted